Again, this is about the Pokemon model. And what I love about Pokemon is when I did my research while I was working on the Seven Steps book, which is Seven Steps to Creating a Dream manga series. We'll show that later. But what I noticed is that they were a category king in a specific category. Can you guess what that category is? I'll give you a guess. It's big. It's very important, especially for business. All right, here it is. Pokemon is number one. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. Well, it's not just Ash that became, the Pokemon Grandmaster. Pokemon is in a league of its own. It is worth over $90 billion. And this was as of 2018, 2019, when this statistic was put together by Tidal Max. The top 25 highest grossing media franchises of all time, top 25 media franchises of all time. Why does that matter? Look, man, this is the future, okay? Media franchising is where you want to go with your business, where you want to go with your intellectual property, where you want to go with self-publishing. And we're going to be talking about so much more in a moment. But again, top 25, Pokemon is one. Not Mickey Mouse, not Harry Potter, not Toy Story or anything else like that. Not even Yu-Gi-Oh! It's Pokemon. And we're going to be discussing later on just how integral this Pokemon model is because it can take you to the top when you use it properly. So, again, that was as of 2018, 2019 when that statistic came up. And then this is years later, May 24th, 2023. This is on Market Watch. The top 25 highest grossing media franchises in the world for entertainment. Yes, for entertainment. So I'm telling you, this is incredible. Guess what came number one? Yes, it's Pokemon. They're still number one. They didn't just go to 90 billion and then Hello Kitty passed them. No, because as you can see, Hello Kitty was like 80 billion. No, they went from 92 billion to 105 billion. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man. And it's just going to keep going and going and going and going and going because they have momentum. And that's what I'm telling you, kings and queens, get your momentum. Get to one because once you get to one, anything else is possible. I'm super excited. Again, this is the number one highest grossing media franchise in the world for entertainment. Pokemon is number one. And as they say on Market Watch, you've heard this one, right? Haven't you? Starting in 1996, Pokemon has grossed a whopping 105 billion. 105 billion. It all began with a simple idea inspired by its creator, Satoshi Tajiri's childhood love for collecting bugs. Pokemon game ROMs, movies, trading cards, and the iconic TV series have taken over the world, leaving fans craving more. You want to leave your fans craving more, kings and queens. You can't just do that if you're trying to sell socks or, sandwiches and things like that in and of itself without the taste of the flavor. But if you can create a media franchise around what you're doing, around what you're creating, you create a captive audience that wants to come back again and again and again and again and again. So this is the power of a media franchise. That's why Pokemon is number one. They beat Mickey Mouse. So it's crazy. Mickey Mouse, which as you know is from Disney, that started in 1928. It's almost 100 years later. They're still doing good. I'll give them that. $70 billion. But, and this was as of 2018, 2019, but they're not doing Pokemon good. Pokemon passed them in a quarter of the time. And that's the power of when you have a media franchise. You can take over juggernauts when you have a media franchise in place. So again, the top 25 media franchises of all time. It's not Mickey. It's not Harry Potter. It's not Spider-Man. Pokemon is number one. That is why I want to share with you this Pokemon model because it can help you go from where you are to where you need to be. And you may be asking, well, why am I even talking about media franchises if we're talking about the Pokemon model? Like, what does this have to do with self-publishing and entrepreneurship? It has everything to do with it because every title you see from Pokemon, which is number one, to the last thing on the list, Transformers, they are all media franchises and they are all businesses.